We hit 3,000 subscribers and I am shook. So, let's celebrate. I've already spoken in length about who I'm going to thank. It's all of these people, by the way, if you're new. As far as anything else, I have nothing. I've been playing the newest Monster Hunter, actually, and having a blast. In fact, here's my hunter and palico, Sarah and Natsu. Dual Blades and Insect Glaive are my two weapons that I use currently. The spin to win move from Dual Blades and the animation from the Glaive are my favorite things about them. Anyways, I'm waffling. Let's get into the actual video, yeah? So, Ark Survival Ascended has brought in mods that all players can use, everything from structures and creatures to quality of life changes. Where do I come in? I have 3 creatures that I made for Ark. We will talk about just one today, and that being the fantasy crocodile Postadon. The other 2 are pretty much world bosses that would need their own videos. Comment below if you want to see those. So, without further ado, let's get into the croc. Let us begin with basic information. Postadon is a large crocodile that is both a support but also a traveling mount. As far as size is compared to the other crocs in the game, he's bigger than Capro and Sarco, he stands taller than Fasola, and is about as long as Deinosuchus with about half the mass. His role is similar to that of Therizinosaurus as far as difficulty. It won't be that hard to tame this guy. As far as where you would want to tame this thing, or well, when you'd want to tame this thing, it's probably around the same time you would want to tame Theory. So, with Postadon downloaded, you'd have a choice on which you want. Locations. On the island, Postadon can be found in the forests or on the beaches. On Aberration, this variant has a longer, more traditional croc snout and is located anywhere in the lake area. That lake. Gen 1 having a more aquatic look and being in the ocean biome, Gen 2 having a more earthy color palette and being located in the Eden zone, and also has saber teeth because why the heck not? And finally, the tech variant, art by Hazel of Sodor, can spawn anywhere the other variants can, with a 25% chance of replacement. This, of course, can be configured with INI. Taming. Now, taming the Postadon is not a hard process. While most of the crocs, sans Sola and Deinosuchus, are knockout tames, Postadon is taming via a large rope and chain. It is a struggle between the survivor and the Postadon itself, and there will be two variants of this thing. There will be, well, the rope and a chain. But these things will be attached to a ballista turret because when it comes to the size of Postadon, I highly doubt your basic survivor is going to be able to have a tug-of-war match with a giant crocodile. That's crazy. So, coming back to the rope and or chain, depending on the rarity of said chain, you get the item either from killing a Postadon or from loot drops, is how long it will last. The longer it lasts, the more taming gained, and each time the rope or chain breaks, the progress will decrease faster, and after 3 rope or chain breaks, the taming effectiveness will start to be lost. It is also during this time that Postadon will do a death roll of some kind, either his head or entire body. It is also worth noting that if the dev wants to, you can use a tamed Postadon to get the second one, because again, it's a tug-of-war match. So it would make sense for a Postadon to aid in the taming of a Postadon, right? I've only seen a couple of Ark creatures actually do this, and I think it's brilliant, so we're going to use it here if the mod dev wants to do it, because I'm not going to be able to make this creature anytime soon. So let's get into the next things, that being saddles and utilities. The saddle is unlocked at level 69, the same as Therizinosaurus. It is a 1-seat saddle sitting pretty high on the creature itself. It has a weight reduction on quite literally every single gathering material. The amount is 75% by default and can be configured in the INI. This is where the real utility comes in. Attached to Postadon's tail is attachments: a hatchet, pick, sickle, and sword. Depending on which one is attached, the material will be gathered, the sword being the only thing that is purely damage. I debated on this being a smithy saddle as well, but I don't think that's needed. It is also worth noting that Postadon will still be able to move even if it's encumbered. Its role is to help gather resources, of course. It would be silly if it couldn't move after doing so. This also does extend to its underwater movement, which is very fast. This is a crocodile, of course. That just makes sense. The weight reduction above does extend to pearls, both silica and black. Jury's out on if this creature will be able to detect the pearls itself. I don't think it will, as there's another modded creature that I genuinely love that already does that. Also, if Up from the Depths is okay with it, he could have the F-off buff, similar to that of the Evo Moza and Elasmosaurus, towards anything that is smaller than him, which is pretty much everything in the oceans of Ark unless the aforementioned super predators are on said Ark, or the Megalodon, or anything like that. Now, let's get into the attacks. Like every other creature that is carnivorous, Postadon, of course, will have a bite with the left click on PC or trigger on the console. With left click and left trigger, with left click and left trigger being as a claw attack, held down, Postadon will rear up and attack with both, slamming its arms on the ground. When the tail attachments are, well, attached with C, or clicking the right stick on console activates gathering mode, in which Postadon's tail will raise and be used as a traditional tail. Both left and right click change to swinging in that direction, gathering whatever materials are around, also depending on which attachment is on at the same time. As stated before, the sword functions as a traditional weapon. Now the niche. Why tame this creature? Okay, so why tame Postadon? Why would you want to tame the big croc? Well, if you are planning on a 100 days challenge with only carnivores, what would you use to gather resources? There is none in the game, or even a normal let's play with only carnivores as well. Postadon, being a carnivore that can also purposefully gather resources, has weight reduction on said resources like the Anki, Mammoth, Fairy, Casteroides, the list goes on, and you get my point. Maybe you don't want to tame all those herbivores and just get the one creature that can do it all. Therizino is the closest to what Postadon can do, but he slams in everything else. Therizino can't go underwater. It can't swim or gather stone, flint, and metal. He's filling in the roles that carnivores cannot. And sure, you can get the building pieces from drops, but it's not the same, is it? You want to be able to gather that stuff yourself, so Postadon can do it all for you. And finally, just the closing. Me personally, I love how Postadon came out, and it's honestly a creature I'm very much proud of. I spent several months on him and talking to multiple people and asking them questions. Shout out to Dark Edge TV for her guidance on Postadon's saddle, Hazel of Sodor for the lovely tech Postadon art. I honestly could not have made it a better design myself. It looks fantastic. Xylo Arts for your help with design for the creature itself and giving me more important insight on creature design in the first place. And finally, the many people in the Discord that chimed in ideas for this boy. Thank you all so much for your contribution and for your help. I couldn't have done this without you. Appreciate you all. And one more thanks is to you guys watching, of course. All well over 3,000 of you. This is insane to me even now, and I'm truly blessed to have you all support me. Like I said at the top, if you want to see videos on my world boss creatures, do let me know in the comment section below. And what do you think of Postadon? Do you have any ideas for creatures? Let me know down there. I still need to build this dossier, but that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. And also, enjoy the rest of the speed paint, because why not?